Welcome back to the Cozy Cottage Homestead. Today I'm going to be sharing with y'all how I made those delicious looking carrots for the 4th of July, for our 4th of July celebration. I had a few people on my Facebook page said yes, please let me have the recipe, and it was an experiment. It was something that I just threw together and it ended up being very good. So I've already chopped my carrots in half lengthwise and peeled them first. Now y'all didn't want to watch all that. So all I'm going to do is put them in a 9x13 pan. I put them every other one opposite flat so that they're not all sticking up out the pan. They do end up needing more room, it seems like. So the flatter you can get them, the quicker they'll cook, but they will still cook regardless. So see if some of these might fit sideways, might be a little shorter. Let's move this one around. And let's move this one over here too. So you just want to get them in there as flat as you can. I did do a few extras just so we'd have enough for lunch tomorrow, so I don't have to cook again the next day in this heat, because today I felt like doing a pot roast. So yes, I did go ahead and stick it in the oven because it was way too hot to build a fire outside and cook it in the Dutch oven. So the carrots are in the pan, so I'm going to slide those over. And now the secret sauce. I have, I think it was 1 cup, a half a cup of maple syrup. I have 1 stick of butter melted. I'm going to dump that into the maple syrup. And then I have 1/4 of a cup of flour. It's going to make it thicken up. And we're just going to set this aside until I get the next step finished. And I had someone, I can't remember who it was, but they asked me, what are you going to do with all those herbs that you were growing? I can't wait to see how you use them. Well, this was the apple mint, and I chop it up really fine and throw it into my sauce that I pour over the carrots. So I'm going to go ahead and skin this off of here and chop them up. And this was 1 whole stem. I don't know how many leaves it is, but in order for it to have a good bit of flavor, you're going to want a handful of leaves. So this is I don't know, maybe over a dozen leaves. So I'm just going to stack them up on top of themselves and give them a rough chop. I know it's kind of dark, you probably can't see, but I'm just giving it a rough chop. Pretty simple. Kind of get it small, but not really small, because you're just going to enjoy the flavor anyway, and the texture. It just cooks down and it's really soft with the mint. And this apple mint, I just tried it, y'all. It was just something that I tried, and it went great with the baked carrots. And I'll give it one more chop this way. And I'll show y'all. It's just really rough cut. Just thought I would make a little quick video to show you one of our side dishes that we're going to have with a roast. This will be a tender chuck roast with some of our homegrown potatoes. Have that in the oven already. Let me bring this a little closer so y'all can see how the apple mint looks chopped up. I mean, it's still some big chunks, but it's really good. It bakes down to hardly nothing. And we're going to just toss that right in our, that's a 2-cup measuring cup, just to make sure you have enough room to stir it all up. And I did pick another one in case I wanted more, but I think one is going to be plenty. So we will definitely have some delicious apple mint tea later on this evening. Very healthy plant here. Very thankful for growing herbs and all the health benefits that we get from the herbs. Now we're just going to give this a stir. The flour is just going to help thicken it. Once it starts baking, it'll thicken up a little bit. And I like to bake this dish instead of grilling it. That way the sauce that you make, you don't lose any of that good savory flavor from the sauce. It probably still would do great on the grill, but I think the carrots are a lot more tender by baking it. So just give that a stir. All we're simply going to do is just pour it over the top of our carrots as much as we can get it to cover them. Try to make sure everybody gets a little bit of the sauce. Maybe spread some of the herbs around a little bit if there's too many in one spot, just so everybody gets some good flavor. And I'm going to throw this in the oven with my roast and let it bake at 325 for at least an hour. It may be even a little bit longer. I do a dual thing. I'm cooking a roast, so I'm going to have something baked as my side dish to go with it. Y'all have already seen the little chart on the end product. So this is what it looks like before it goes into the oven. And I just wanted to show some of my friends how simple and easy it is to make these roasted carrots. So I decided to go ahead and show y'all what these baked carrots look like. I did forget that on the little short video that I made that I had used some Granny Smith apples. I do not have any right now, so I didn't put them, but I just tasted the sauce and cut one of the carrots right there with a spoon. They are extremely tender. And this was the roast with our homegrown potatoes. I roasted it. I put salt and pepper on it. Made some little slits in the roast. Laced it up with some garlic. Let it bake for an hour. And then I sliced it up. Put it back in the pot. Made my gravy. Threw it back in the pot. And let it bake for about 30 more minutes. So we have some rice. And some roast and gravy and potatoes. And some roasted carrots. And also on the roasted carrots, I did forget to mention that you want to cover it with foil for the first hour, and then the last 30 minutes I leave it uncovered. And the same thing with my roast. I put it back in the oven for about 30 minutes, and then I cut my oven off, and then it stays hot for another, I don't know, 15-20 minutes, maybe longer in this heat that we're having. But that's it, y'all. Easy little recipe, something fun, something different to do with carrots. Has the most wonderful flavor. So farewell, homestead family, friends, and neighbors from the Cozy Cottage Homestead.